Hey everyone, and welcome back or welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video. Kind of been on a bit of a hiatus, but things are starting to slightly chill, and so I'm relatively back in action and have some ideas for videos, starting with this one. Today's topic came as a slight shock as a casual fan who thought things were relatively alright. However, things quickly spiraled when Yerin revealed that the group has never received a payment, and then soon after was the announcement of the group leaving Yuhua Entertainment. The perception of success for Everglow has kind of been off for me, and so I thought it would be interesting to look into what happened. So yeah, before I start, I would appreciate it if you can like and subscribe to my channel, but without further ado, let's start off with the first issue. Everglow's success has been a bit of a facade despite what might be perceived as their early on monster rookie-like vibes. From their interesting debut with Bonbon Chocolat to what I perceive as their most beloved song of La Di Da, the group has notably caught the attention of international audiences. I mean, other songs like Dun Dun and Adios have racked up over 100 million views, giving the illusion of overwhelming popularity. However, whether through bots, which have been alleged, or just increased attention from YouTube viewers, the increased views didn't really translate and convert into a loyal fan base. The majority of Everglow listeners seem to typically be casual listeners rather than a dedicated fan who would support the group monetarily through album purchases, concert attendances, or merchandise. As a result, this kind of explains the discrepancy in their view counts to their relatively lower album sales. There is a degree of benefit that can be gained from streaming and social media attention. However, at the end of the day, money is a huge factor of consideration in maintaining a group, and thus the relative emphasis that should be had on success through monetary conversion. More attention and emphasis was placed on these high-budgeted music videos, which became a bit of a goalpost for determining their success. The issue with this was that there was a lack of investment towards other contributing factors to solidify a fandom, which in turn could have converted to commercial success too. Even after watching the music video, there seemed to be a lack of interest that could translate into a stronger fan base. There was a slight chance, with the greater attention from international audiences, there was a chance that they could have promoted internationally a bit more as a way to create a bigger fandom. However, this was slightly derailed by poor timing with the pandemic, limiting the potential for further reach. This kind of leads to their position in K-pop throughout their career, where they're recognizable in a sense, but not necessarily in a meaningful way where engagement happens beyond their promotion cycles. The group's early momentum would basically fizzle out with each misstep, and so by the time they re-entered the scene after their long hiatus, they kind of missed their window of opportunities. Forever, let's go. This factor kind of, but also not really, resulted in Everglow's career almost being cut short, and is a pretty slippery slope of a discussion, being their close ties and associations with China. Yuhua, which is often referred to as the SM of China, is a Chinese entertainment giant, and thus that identity has played a major role in shaping both the perception and trajectory of Everglow and Yuhua's Korean division. There's been historical tensions between China and Korea that have lingered till this day and made xenophobia a common experience for Chinese idols in the K-pop industry. These Chinese idols have additional implied responsibilities to be cautious with their actions, which might implicate Korean and Chinese fans and their relations. As a result, further navigation is required on the geopolitics in which very few groups have missed the mark in distancing themselves from these issues like Everglow. The major example for this, which then coincided with their lengthy hiatus from late 2021 to mid-2023, was the bowing controversy with Yerin. The controversy stemmed from the cultural decisions made by Yerin, which starkly contrasted the other members. The optics of her giving appreciation to fans in a more cheerful manner while standing, in comparison to the other members who bowed on the ground in a more serious manner, sparked backlash in Korea for the lack of respect and etiquette. I'm not really going to dive into the rights and the wrongs of this controversy, considering there was no way to win both sides, considering the subjectivity of people as well as the many other factors. However, the backlash against Yerin's actions indirectly triggered the hiatus, which severely disrupted their momentum at a critical point in their career, as newer groups like New Jeans, LE SSERAFIM, and IVE would debut with greater impact, making the market tougher and oversaturated for Everglow to regain any of its momentum. Promotions were pretty minimal at this time, and the poor handling of this controversy to maintain any form of domestic fanbase would erode even more. It's also kind of interesting that Everglow never got Chinese promotions despite Yuhua's presence presence in China. I know that there was technically a K-pop ban in China, however, it wasn't to the extent in which K-pop didn't exist, and so surely there was a way to navigate this. Regardless, the affiliations have left Everglow stuck between a rock and a hard place of minimal support from both countries, in which they have strong associations to. And finally, Yuhwa's management of Everglow over their 6-year career has seen a consistent pattern of strategic misstep in how to better promote the group for success and longevity. Despite debuting with The Splash in 2019 and gaining international attention, Everglow's direction has not really built upon a solid foundation to maintain a stable career. The group lacked basics of official merchandise, a light stick, and regular fan content, which were tools that could strengthen engagement and lead to more profits. When comparing with other artists within the company, it does seem like they have the resources to continue to promote their artists. However, Yuhwa has simply chosen to invest less over time into Everglow. From a business perspective, it does make sense that there would be a limit in the amount of losses that you could take before you almost call it quits in continuing investments or reducing it. However, the choices and strategies to promote Everglow have always been misaligned in garnering a more stronger fan base. Testimonials shared online have also claimed that sufficient album stocks are not done, as some have struggled to purchase Everglow albums. Not sure how big of an issue restocking was for Everglow, but Yuhwa's inability to restock their albums may explain the low album sales and also further limit their financial success. Their visibility has also worsened with time. In saying that, artist visibility and branding doesn't seem to be a strong suit for Yuhwa, considering Tempest doesn't really dominate in a branding perspective, and Yena has had most of her success derived from her IZ*ONE days. There hasn't even been that strong of member-focused pushes, despite the whole Mia and Friends discourse early on in their career. Not going to really discuss what was justified from the overexposure, but it's interesting that Mia was never a candidate to promote the group despite the push in other areas, so that maybe she could maximize the wowness that they saw within her. The efforts of Yuhwa seem to mismatch with the potential of Everglow, which has ultimately led them to their current predicament. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and let me know your thoughts on Everglow, any other factors that you think have influenced their trajectory, and how you think they will navigate this next chapter looking for a new company to continue their career. One slight difference, which I'm not sure if it makes that much of a difference, is the absence of a final thoughts in my video. I feel like my previous videos' final thoughts were more of a regurgitation of the main points, so thought I'd skip out on this, but let me know if you think I should bring it back, because that's also low-key where I could have brought up their future too. But yeah, my next video will kind of focus on a certain aspect within the Kiss of Life controversy. Still not sure how to describe it per se, but it's like the performative nature of both idols and viewers, and then maybe the expectations of an idol apology. I still don't really have an idea completely solidified yet, but yeah, if you're interested to discuss that or hear my thoughts about it, then please like and subscribe to keep up to date, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!